I tried to think back and remember the first time I met Hannah Ford, and it was hard to pinpoint one specific day. Her parents both taught with me at Peaster ISD for several years and were colleagues, and so Hannah was around our district all the time at meetings. But I remember the time when I got to know Hannah as she started showing goats as a junior FFA member. And I saw Hannah had a thirst for knowledge and a way of taking instruction and taking that instruction and applying it. She was a thirst for learning and used that information that you gave her, a model student. So I was excited when she walked in as a freshman FFA member and took our freshman class. She spoke the creed with expression that is rare, and I knew that she was a great communicator. So I challenged her to get involved in the public speaking contest, and she took that challenge, wrote a speech, we worked together, and then she marched it all the way to the state contest. So I knew at that point as she walked in that freshman class and had those speaking abilities and had that model student mentality, I knew that she had the skills, and I challenged her that one day she would stand on this stage as an FFA state officer if she applied.
We were fortunate because we got to know Hannah as a junior FFA member, and when she came in that first freshman class, we had some pretty high expectations of her. After 4 years in her career, hauling her tens of thousands of miles to every leadership contest, speaking event, judging contest, convention, camp, everything that the FFA has to offer. Every time the door of that ag truck opened up, she was willing and ready to go. That at the end of that career, she met or exceeded nearly all of those expectations and even gave us a few surprises along the way. Her senior year, she really displayed her leadership as our chapter president and kind of became our honorary chapter mom. She made sure before anybody got off the bus, everyone had their jackets zipped all the way to the top, ties were straight, scarves were ready to go, shoes were shined, and she probably even had in one of the 5 bags that she brought for one overnight trip, probably some extra pantyhose for somebody that might have had a run. So we were very proud of her, and she's one of those kids that every ag teacher dreams of having at least once in their career. So we're very honored to be up here, and please help me welcome your Area 5 Vice President from the Peaster FFA, Ms. Hannah Ford.
When we were little, jumping rope was a simple game played at recess. We waited our turn, we hopped for a while, some of us not very high, but at the end of the game, we went on with life. If we even thought about jump roping now, there would be a lot of thoughts that would go through our head. Ew, exercise. I'm not that coordinated. I don't even own a jump rope. What if I trip and embarrass myself? Who's gonna jump rope with me? Why is Hannah so good at jump roping? When did our thought process change from enjoying a simple activity to overanalyzing every outcome? When did we switch from the carefree happiness of a child to the boring burden of adulthood? Sometimes it's necessary to step back, live lightheartedly, laugh daily, and love unconditionally. Better said, maybe we should live life through a child's eyes. How do we do that? Well, I think the first step is training ourselves to live lightheartedly. As we grow older, we have to try harder to find those things in our life that make us happy and make living life worthwhile. Adults find their happiness from some pretty weird things, like a nice new pair of khaki slacks, or the 5 a.m. news over a strong cup of black coffee, or even saving 15% on their car insurance in just 15 minutes. As teenagers, we find happiness from different aspects. Our favorite TV series, finally being able to drive ourselves to Sonic for happy hour, or my personal favorite, Twitter drama. Hashtag, you don't know me, hashtag, I can't even deal. When we were younger, these were the things that came to our attention naturally. We found joy at recess time with swings and tetherball poles. Math time, that included counting candies that we got to eat afterwards. And show and tell, where we got to show off our favorite stuffed animal. So when was the moment that everything changed? Where we really cared about people's opinions of us, rather than shoving all the chicken nuggets in our mouth at once? Where we have grudges that last for months, instead of making up 10 minutes later when we were on the same dodgeball team? Where we have constant worries over money, grades, and our future, instead of wondering if Tom and Jerry is still going to be on TV when we get home? These thoughts came through my mind this past year when I realized I was not smiling as much as I used to. I couldn't remember the last time I laughed until I cried. I went from day-to-day activities with an, let's get this over with attitude. I was in a slump. One day I went home to visit and went and watched my little cousin's soccer game. Now, if you have never seen a soccer game with players 4 years or younger, I highly recommend that you do so. There was the smell of spray-on sunscreen in the air while other moms were desperately trying to smear it on their child's face. A soccer field about the size of a basketball court, which is my kind of soccer, and the most excited little players you have ever seen. Now, viewing this as a spectator was pretty humorous, but I started to notice some things. No matter how many outside voices, influence, and rules these kids were dealt, they literally had the time of their lives in the short hour that they were given. Why can't we do the same thing? What's stopping us from taking life a little less seriously? There were a few things about this game that hit home for me that day. We're often stuck in a similar situation, aren't we? Sometimes the roar of everything around us, friends that have a bad influence, constant social media, pressures from our teachers, and maybe even pressures from home, make us forget about daily activities that we can enjoy. Sometimes our soccer ball doesn't quite reach as many goals as we want it to, and we might fall down and get a few scratches and grass stains. But ladies and gentlemen, this is your game. The ball is in your court, and we only have a limited amount of time to decide whether we want to enjoy the opportunities we were given or waste our lives wondering what the score at the end of the game will be. You have the power to change your perspective. Take selfies in public. Post your really silly Facebook quiz. Be the kid that picks the flowers in the middle of the soccer field. Enjoy your game of life. Live lightheartedly. After making the choice to live lightheartedly, laughing is the next main component to happiness. There are some people I know that have some very interesting laughs. We have the snorter, the giggler, the laughing because other people are laughing, the knee slapper, the girl in class that laughs 5 minutes after the joke's been told because, oh, she gets it now. The clapper, the Sammy sprinkler, the LOLer, the ROFLer, the rolling on the floor laughing so hard my sombrero falls off and I drop my talk over. Or you could even be me, the laugh until you literally cry. I think we can all agree that laughing is one of the greatest things on earth. We love to watch funny movies, hear the latest jokes, or slightly twist our stories to create a rise out of people. I am a strong believer that my life was created for God's comedic relief. It seems like something happens to me daily that I just sit back and think, does this happen to anyone else? Whether it's a rogue chihuahua causing an 8-car wreck all around me, or breaking both my arms in a freak rollerblading accident, Area 5, you know the story. My life is pretty random at times. When I was little, it was quite a bit worse. Kids are hilarious. They don't take life too seriously, and everything makes them smile. Why can't we live like this? We can. In fact, I dare you to. The world is your playground, so why not play? Don't be afraid to make light of a situation. Quote your favorite movies constantly. There are 7 billion people on this earth, so don't let one person ruin your day. Your time is limited on this earth. Laugh daily. Now, laughter causes connections. Connections cause lifetime friends, and lifetime friends produce this little thing we call love. Now, love is the final piece to our life transformation puzzle. What is love? In ancient Greek, the word was agape, meaning a very pure love. In the Turkish culture, the word is ask, and they can only really ask one person. In Chinese, the word is left sideways, swirly dot squiggle line. In English, love is used in some pretty strange ways. Do you really love your boyfriend that you've had for 1 week? Do you? When we start using the word love on more unimportant things rather than the people and the things in our life that matter, we may be doing something wrong. In the movie Frozen, love is an open door. And to Olaf, the friendly little snowman, love is putting someone else's needs before your own. And some people are just worth melting for. My favorite view of love is from a child's eyes. They love their parents, their teachers, their friends they just met at school, their Wolverine lunchbox, this cup of applesauce, that rock, and complete strangers. Now the last one is the one that gets me. A complete stranger? I don't even know them. How could I love them? But let me challenge you. Try viewing every person that you meet worthy of your love and compassion. Because honestly, what is so strange about a stranger? The Bible says to love our neighbors as ourselves. And there are some people I know that love themselves a lot. So it should be easy to dish out a little love, right? Now, the word neighbor does not just mean Mr. Smith next door with 26 cats and an aggressive corgi. I mean everyone. Every single person around you. There's a poem I would like to share with y'all if you will move your attention to the screen.
You smile, the ones that make you laugh, and each day worthwhile. Live life for the moments, try hard to make it last, because life is so short and it goes by so fast. So when you find love in something, don't let it slip away. Hold on to it forever and spend time on it each day. As long as you're happy, that's what you should do. Love everyone and let them know how much they mean to you.
Love is much simpler than we make it out to be. I challenge you to leave this arena today and show a little love. What's that? It's picking up around the house before your mom asks you 456 times. It's sending a text to the friend you haven't seen in a while, checking in on him. It's asking the janitor at your school how his day is going. It's sitting with the loner at the lunch table that dreads the hour of cafeteria silence. It's a compliment, a smile, a wave, or in my case, a wink. Change your outlook. It's not a stranger, it's a future friend. It's not your enemy, it's a misunderstood person worthy of your love. Forgive and forget. Nothing is worth wasting a day with loved ones. Never be afraid to wear your heart on your sleeve. Let your smile change the world. Never let the world change your smile. Love unconditionally. This joy that we felt as a child can be attained again. Many of the activities are the same, but the way we go about our day-to-day tasks determine our outcome. Sometimes life is like jumping rope. You have to have good timing, some effort from yourself. The speed may vary a bit and the people that are surrounding you may change, but as many times as life goes up and down and up and down, you are now equipped with ways to change your perspective about the world around you. Look at life through a child's eyes. Laugh daily, love unconditionally, and live lightheartedly.